I'm a Canadian. Any Canadians out there? There's a few? Okay, all right. That's great. I started my career working for BC Ferries, for those of you that have been to the West Coast. One of the world's larger ferry operations, so I sailed there, high school and university, and I ended up being 11 years on ferries. I worked on my first marine licenses there, became third mate on the Spirit of British Columbia, and I was also relieving as second mate there, so this is the progress of your career in the marine world. Then came to a point where I decided it was time to go to the big leagues, and I wanted to leave ferries and go see what the rest of the world had to offer. And being a passenger ship background, it was natural for me to look at the cruise industry. So cruise industry is nicer because they don't go to dark, cold places and pump oil and things like that. They go to sunny beaches with friendly people, and I was like, that's where I want to go. And I got a job with Princess Cruise Lines for 1 year out of Australia. So I sailed Australia and New Zealand for a year and through the South Pacific. And then after I completed that, I got some sea time to be able to continue with my licensing. I went back to school and upgraded my license, and continually you work your way up from a third mate, second mate, chief mate, and then you get a master's license. So I did that, I worked on that. And then I decided I wanted to go to a different cruise line, and Royal Caribbean was my cruise line of choice. So I absolutely badgered the people in the office for probably 8 months until they finally wore down and gave me a job. So my first ship was the Empress of the Seas, which was the Nordic Empress back in the day, for those of you that recall. And I was started there as a second officer, and I still remember we were in I got a plane ticket to fly to San Juan, Puerto Rico, where we were yesterday, and I walked up the gangway on the Empress of the Seas, and that was my first Royal Caribbean cruise ship. And 25 years later, here I am. So clearly it was either the right choice or I was very stubborn. So I stayed and managed to work my way up through the ranks, and I've been very fortunate, been given lots of opportunity. I've been on brand new ships that were built in the yard. If you've been on any of our Radiance class ships, I did the startup for Brilliance, Serenade and Jewel, and I've sailed on many other ships within the fleet, but I've spent the last 4.5 years here on the beautiful Allure of the Seas. So that's my story, and now it's time for you to ask all the questions that you've been dying to ask the captains. So,
Captain. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me quickly explain to you how this is going to work. Very easy, very casual and informal. Mika on this side of the theater, and Eileen on